Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming here today on our YouTube channel. We're live on our YouTube channel, and also we will be releasing this podcast in all podcast channels. I have a special guest today, again, like every episode. Yana, welcome.
Hello everyone, and
Restar,
thank you,
Yana.
Nevşah, for inviting me to be your guest today. I'm very
Yeah,
honored
thank
and
you
very
too.
happy to be here
Thank you.
today. As
Yeah,
you know,
thank you
I'm a
too.
big fan of you and all and everything that you do.
Thank you. It's been a while since we saw each
Yes,
other.
yes,
Are you
indeed.
still in London?
Yes, I'm in Kent, but still in
Uh-huh.
England.
Yeah, in England. How are you coping with the proper cold weather?
Trying my best. Yes, today
Freezing.
I'm not sure if you can see, but where I live in Kent, we actually have a very sunny but frosty morning.
Yeah, sunny and frosty. Yeah, it's really cold. I mean, in
Yeah.
here we just woke up with, you know,
Uh,
roads and everywhere frozen. Okay, go back to business. And great, yeah, good idea. Coffee, hot tea. Maybe
yeah, I
I'll have
have
a
some
sip
of this
myself.
here, but I hope it's
Yeah, so welcome, Yana. Maybe you would like to start with, explaining us about what you're doing. We will be talking about employee well-being. I'm going to be asking you some questions because there is this theme we've been seeing, especially around employee well-being. You probably have recognized people are talking about burnout syndromes, working too much, it's all too much. Life has been changing, like, the expenses raising and people working harder and harder. So there's this, it seems like people feel they are trapped in some kind of a, work business schedule, and they can't find the time to just stop and take care of themselves, which leads to burnout syndrome, many other syndromes. And because then you're also in the employee well-being area, and because you are already doing meetings with companies and working with companies, you probably are very much aware of the problem. And I would love to hear your ideas about it, and also like your business. How did you start your business? I know your story, so I would love to hear it again for our listeners. And then where are you now? Where are we now in around employee well-being?
yes. Thank you. So I will start perhaps with just a bit of introduction or about me and Restar. Um, so I'm Jana. I'm founder of a company called Restar Wellbeing. As the name suggests, it's a company that works with corporate clients, helping employees with things like stress prevention, burnout prevention, anxiety prevention, and improving general well-being as well. It's my passion project. Just like I know, Nevşah, you're also very much into well-being, and I think there are a lot of angles that you can approach this particular issue. I don't think there is one solution that works for everyone. Restar offers employees short sessions that address, I would say, prevent those things, and we specialize in lunchtime well-being sessions for employees. So some of our signature sessions that we deliver to address those things are sessions like chair yoga, plus we have our special kind of sessions that we've created, which combines chair yoga, chair yoga, meditation, and breath work in a short 30-minute sessions that we deliver to employees. We deliver them virtually. Thanks to pandemic, we had to change our strategy, as a lot of companies had to adopt as well, and so did
Yeah.
Restart.
So where do you see the companies? Like, are they having? It's kind of like the awareness has been changing. So the companies are now providing enough well-being solutions, especially the bigger enterprises.
Yes,
How do you see it? Like, how did the awareness change since you first started your company, and
yes.
where are we today? Because I see more and more that companies are understanding, I mean, the importance of well-being to get better results in their, projections, even financial projections. Because if we are
Yes,
not healthy, as people who serve the company gets affected by that.
I think the reason I have seen a change, and I think one of the reasons why I started Restar was because I myself was working in the corporate world. I think I should actually have mentioned why this Restar was started. It was started as a service that I felt was missing in the market. I was stressed. I worked in the corporate world in the IT, and whoever works in IT, whether it's project management, whether it's client work, whether it's development, design teams, we are, as an industry, I think, quite busy and quite stressed. I work in project management, which meant I was exceptionally busy because I had to work on projects, and I had to manage at the same time quite a few things: clients, internal teams, and budgets, and of course timelines. So I knew what stress is. If you work with the budgets which are quite high, I am responsible for that as well. So the pressure builds up, stress is there. So I think I know firsthand what stress is. In terms of your question, Nevşah, regarding how things change, I think for the past 10 years that I work in the field, I have to say things have changed, but they have changed relatively recently. And I think it's been pre-pandemic, things start to change. And obviously pandemic was a big impact on just general well-being, additional stress. People were at home, uncertainty, and working longer hours as well. So more people start to talk a little bit more open about it. In my IT field, as far as I know, talking about that you're stressed, that you burn out is a no-no for many years. And if you do mention it to your colleagues or just in a team, you never mention it. Just like, oh, you are not professional enough, you can't cope. So that was there. Now things change. People do talk about it. People do say, actually, I'm stressed. I am, I'm not well. I need, or people can say, actually, I'm so stressed that I have to take prescription antidepressants to cope with it. So now I can hear from my colleagues. How I knew my colleagues are stressed, because I was stressed. So I knew my colleagues are in the same boat. We just don't talk about it. I did see maybe the consequences of burnout amongst some of my colleagues. And that was the last stage that, we are really stressed. People would leave jobs. People would go on sabbatical and never come back to job again. Just, I'm pretty sure, because they've been so stressed, and they just like, I cannot come back to having that additional, or they change the career, to maybe different fields, which they perceive as less stressed, and, start again as well. Not, I think, in any company that I worked, and I've worked in few industries through the years. I've seen this here and there, so I knew it's like last stage. So I kind of felt that there is something that could be done to help people like me. So I created Restar. And again, from my perspective, this is the service that I personally want to use. So I created, because it wasn't there. But yes, I think now for the last 2 years, maybe 3 years, it's a little bit more. It's still, I feel there is so much more work to do, particularly awareness, maybe education that can be done for everyone to be more open about it. Maybe solutions as well. Obviously, I think the market right now has a number of solutions and people can choose them, but I think awareness is not always there as well.
Yeah, it's increasing. But which are the sectors that are most stressed?
Honestly, I thought it's my sector because I work there, and obviously I have, I guess, a perspective from my field, which is more like IT team. So I think that's stress. But if I talk to my friends who work in other sectors, I think it's kind of everywhere. People are busy, people are stressed, and again, there are a lot of stress. It's financial stress. Now we have obviously a recession coming in as well, and there is a financial stress, which also results in just general stress because people are worried and concerned, whether they will maybe keep their job or how things will change as well. But yeah, I think it's many industries.
And people it's kind of like there is this holistic problem. I see that people, whenever they experience something like a recession, they start thinking everything will be bad. But actually, with recession and with economic crisis, there are also amazing opportunities, especially on the business side, on the investment side. There are amazing opportunities. So whenever I think teaching people the importance of, connecting with life in a more balanced way is very important. And that's why I love breathing. I love breath work, because breathing is just this neutral energy, which just in a couple of minutes help us to get back to our roots. Because I see more and more that the reason, like you said, people quit their jobs and they don't come to work and they
Yes,
become sick and all that, just because they did not stop to rebalance, and they didn't stop to get recentered. And that's kind of like a human need. We can't just go out there and work and work and work and not stop in between to just take a couple of breaths and reconnect and recenter. Then it's going to be kind of like we're going to get lost inside that. And we see more and more people doing that. And I think companies are getting more aware about the fact that they are working with humans,
yes, yes,
and humans can only function when they are healthy and well, and when they are balanced, in a balanced state, calm and balanced, and calm not in a just letting go way, but calm and balanced and centered. And that's why like I said, I love breath work, and I've been dedicated to this path
I love
because
it
I
too.
think, yeah, because I think it's
I
the most
think
powerful, most fastest. It's so fast, so effective. I can't see any reason why any company or anyone wouldn't adopt just 3 minutes or 4 minutes of breath work every day, just a tool they can, work with their breathing 3 to 5 minutes. And yeah, like you said, they're getting aware because they understand, the yeah, the negative side of it. And like I said, we need more balance, and that balance comes with just stopping and connecting with our breath, balancing our emotions and balancing ourselves. And if I could
absolutely.
say one thing to all people out there, you know fearful of the economic crisis or the recession, just try to see the positive sides. Like during the pandemic, everybody thought it was this horrible experience, and it had a lot of drawbacks. And then in the experience itself, people started benefiting from it, and people started loving it, and people started enjoying the times in their homes and with their families and working from home. It just changed a lot. So the economic crisis and the recession will be just like that. It's going to bring a lot of opportunities. So looking at the bright side and seeing the opportunities, as well as, of course, it's going to have drawbacks. Taking just time to breathe,
Yeah,
downloading breathhub, just
absolutely.
experiencing a few breathing sessions,
I think
practicing a
it's
breathing sessions,
yeah,
and
I think that's a
getting
tool
back
that
to your
a must
roots.
have for
Yeah,
a lot of people that are busy. And I personally, if you answer me, how I still stayed quite successful in my career and progressed. In fact, I have the answer. The answer is breath
yeah,
work, meditation, and just mindfulness.
yeah,
Overall, without it, I would not be able to to do a lot of like things. I would be probably much more
yeah.
stressed.
Would you be explaining all these practices? Because in a simple way, I think employees and the companies need to understand it in a simpler way. Would you describe it? Because I would. Would you describe it something like, just taking the time to ground and, get
Mm,
back to our roots? Because I mean, what happens when we are too busy is that we go above the clouds. It's
yes,
like
yes,
we
we
lose
do lose track
ourselves
of
inside
time and
stuff, and we run from there to there, from that meeting to this meeting, and our kind of like our energy vibration is just so up there in the clouds. That's
yeah.
why people have sleeping problems. That's why people have, other health issues. And breath work and taking time to reconnect with yourself, it's kind of like grounding yourself
It
back
is. It
again into
is.
your roots, coming back. And you said yoga, like chair yoga. It's amazing. Coming back to your physical body, coming back to yourself, just stopping in between so that you don't fly away and fall down somewhere? How would you describe the experience, especially for people who have a busy schedule? How would you describe the stopping in between and taking a few
I
seconds
think
to, yeah.
yes, I think it's really it's basically for me it's how I stayed sane if I can say grounded, productive, and clear-minded and focused. I have to say I am quite successful in in my other kind of passion, which is IT and project deliveries. So when I know I'm really stressed, taking time, or if I have a busy day, for example, I know I have a big pitch or presentation and it's in front of, my company does work with a larger, for example, companies. So I know we will be presenting in front of senior people as well. So you do get stressed. In order to kind of remember that actually they all people and I know what I'm doing and I can present well, I need to ground myself. So taking the time in the morning or in the evening or in the lunchtime, whenever is, I need it, it helps me to kind of ground myself, be more clear-minded. And I think that numbers of time for me that I, used, these techniques of grounding, pausing, reflecting. It doesn't take a lot of time as well, which is really good because, for example, a lot of companies as part of their well-being, they offer, going to the gym or some longer sessions as well. But as a busy professional, I actually, if they offered, I wouldn't go because I know I'm very busy. So I cannot spend 1 hour doing something during my work hours, for example. So taking a shorter break, 10-15 minutes break, breath work is important and very effective, personally for me. Possibly I'm a little bit biased because I'm a practitioner, but also because I work in the field that busy and stressful, these techniques have been helpful for years for me. So I love them, and yes, huge fan of breath work. And I know you're doing, Nevşah, a lot of deep and more professional and targeted breathwork techniques on many occasions as well, whether it's coming down to be more calm, whether it's to be more energized or focused as well. So I think that's really amazing thing to do, and I hope more people realize it, whether it's employees or individuals.
Yeah, eventually, it's all about understanding, again, coming back to our roots and understanding we are humans, and some tools do increase our performance. And if we don't use those tools, we are missing it out. It's like someone who does take a break during the day, a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, to practice some breath work, will perform 10 times much better than someone who doesn't. And they will get 10 times better results than someone who doesn't. So it's like, if you're not doing it, that's your problem. You're not going to perform like I do or other people do. So it's all about, for people out there who really want to be successful in their lives, business, sports, whatever area, it's like what I would say as an expert is breath is your tool. It's like if you have more oxygen, if you have more life, it's your superpower, you will perform much better. If you take time, just a couple of minutes, you'll have more concentration, more focus, a clear mind, and everything you do will result better. You'll get better results. You'll get.
Yes, and I think it's also obviously it's proven scientifically, because when you breathe properly, you get oxygen in your bloodstream. As a result, everything gets activated and kind of renewed, and that pause is kind of
yeah, exactly. Thank you. It was a delight talking to you and seeing you.
My pleasure as well.
Yeah, I hope I'll see you as a teacher as well in your platform one day, training. We also started working with some, corporates and especially around breathwork, getting great results. People love it because it's fast, it's effective. Just 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day is enough to, increase your performance. Yeah.
And as someone who also into well-being, more holistic as well, I think your tool is great and helpful, and I wish you a lot of success with the corporate
Thank
client,
you.
as well as I
Thank
think
you.
it's a very much needed tool.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
well.
Thank you everyone for listening and for watching us. Thank you, Jana, for being here.
My great
And
pleasure.
I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank
Bye
you.
for
Yes,
now.
and Merry
Thanks.
upcoming Christmas to everyone. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.